We are live. Happy New Year to all of you out there. Welcome to Christian Rants. Me and brother Alex here to talk massive fraud. Unless you've been living under a rock, Nick Shirley has uncovered massive fraud in Minnesota tied to Somali daycare centers and healthcare centers. This is reverberating across the country. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into maybe a little bit of the Imam Dania inauguration. And just fraud galore. If you were trusting our government before a week ago, you should have zero trust in the government today because we have fraud all over. We have voter fraud down in Georgia. The 2020 election was just the tip of the iceberg there. Alex, how are you doing today? How are you doing in this new year?
Man, I'm doing great. Happy New Year. Whenever you use the word brother in front of my name, right? If I call you brother Jeremiah, I feel like we're in a independent fundamentalist Baptist church that only reads the KJV.
You
Not
almost
only
described my church. Almost.
not only is it Happy New Year, but it's happy birthday to Jeremiah, which is crazy. Born on the 1st. My father's anniversary is today on the 1st, so
Okay.
it's a crazy day.
Love it. So it's New Year's. I don't know anyone watching. I mean, I know New Year's resolutions were popular when I was growing up. I don't know how popular they are today, but give us some of your New Year's resolutions, Alex. What do you got going in 2026 that you want to accomplish?
Man, I have tons I want to accomplish. I'm using my phone as a camera because it's better quality, but I actually have. So this is related to social media. One of my New Year's resolutions is to post. I think the number is 30,000 times this year. So it's going to be a lot of posting. Now that's across 7 different platforms, but it is about 12 unique posts per day. And about half of it is kind of, just quick little tweets with some pictures, but a lot of videos.
So
in there as well.
you're going quantity over quality, or do these have to be also quality posts?
Yeah. So, to make a quality tweet, it's not that much work, right? But there's still, crappy tweets out there for sure. But now to make a quality video, for the videos I do, it's not a lot of work. They're more reaction type of videos. So it's more about the clip selection than anything. That's what kind of determines the quality of the clip that I'm presenting, of the video I'm making, is the clip that I choose. So honestly, there is definitely room for low quality, but trying to put quality and quantity both in the mix there.
That has to be a first New Year's resolution. Usually I was waiting for you to say, I want to be able to run a mile in under 10 minutes. Yeah. No, none of that. You're going to 30,000 posts in 2026. All right.
Yeah.
Good deal.
And then if nothing happens from that, I'm done, man. I'm telling you.
Retiring. Retired from social media. Forget this content creation stuff. I'm over it.
Yeah. How about you?
Well, I want to be near to some more fireplaces here. I want to get one of these in my house. That's my New Year's resolution. No, actually, y'all, I want to do a lot more leering this year. I think this is a good year for leering.
It is a good year for leering.
Glory to, if God willing, I will leer so much in the year 2026 that by the time January 1st, 2027 rolls around, I couldn't have possibly fit in any more leering into my schedule.
Dude, that is too much leering.
Too much leering. There's no such thing as too much leering. You gotta make sure you leer your children good too, man.
Speaking of children leering, let's get right into it while we got people here.
Let's do it.
Nick Shirley, if you've been sleeping under a rock, he's a 23-year-old Mormon, probably from Utah, but maybe somewhere else.
Who I was a little disappointed to hear he was Mormon. He's doing good work, but hopefully we can convert him.
Hopefully. So Nick Shirley out there doing some great work. Now, I've seen Nick Shirley before do a bunch of stuff, go to different protests. He was at the ICE protest recently in Chicago. Mm-hmm. He's kind of traveled all over America. His first big thing he did was he went to the southern border and interviewed people as they were illegally crossing the border at like 21 years old. So he's been doing this for a while. He's been putting his neck on the line. And just recently, I'm going to watch a quick video here. I'm sure most of you have seen it, but we're just going to go over it again. He has exposed a fraud ring that really kind of connects Somali immigrants with democratic leadership in certain states, specifically Minnesota. I know, shocker.
No
um,
way. I thought all Democratic leadership was on the up and up, Alex.
yeah.
Fraud, get out of here.
Oh man. Well, I mean, I'm actually a little hesitant to play this video because apparently, according to the governor of Minnesota,
Oh,
if we even look into this, we're white supremacists, right?
you know what? Our if our past live streams haven't labeled us white supremacists yet, we're past due, Alex. We are past due,
Gotcha.
and you're not even fully white.
This, I guess it's debatable, but yeah.
But you're a white
True.
supremacist regardless. I don't care how much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If you're black and you vote Republican, white
white
supremacist.
supremacist.
All right, let's check out this video from Nick Shirley.
Let's check it out.
Taking place within the government and the Somali population. Here, this building alone, Quality Learning Center, is a daycare, yet they spelled learning wrong and they said leering. This daycare alone in 2025 has received $1.9 million from the government. And the strange things about these childcare centers is there's no one here right now. It's midday on a weekday. If you were to try to go inside, it's completely closed and the windows are all blacked out. No one's working. Midday, children should be in here, and this place is licensed for 99 children, and this is the outside. There's no windows, no nothing. And like I said, they literally spelled the word wrong on their sign. This is open and blatant fraud taking place here inside of Minnesota. The government is complicit with this, and this is just one of the hundreds of child daycare centers here inside of Minneapolis being ran by the Somali population. It's sad that it's happening here in Minnesota, and it stinks that it's happening and it's being labeled on the Somali population. However, that's just the facts of what's happening here inside of Minnesota. $1.9 million for this daycare center that can't even spell learning right.
So wait a minute, it's
Man.
spelled wrong. So I should be learning in 2026.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Come on. What are you doing?
Dude, this is first of all, what's really cool about this story, I mean, fraud sucks, but what's really cool is where Nick is getting those numbers. He teamed up with a boomer who did all the research on this, hooked up with Nick because Nick's a popular young guy. This is what the country needs. The country needs based boomers, right? We had a based boomer on my Christmas special to team up with the young generation and get stuff done in this country, because that's how this whole thing this blew up, and it's been amazing to watch.
Absolutely. And it's because I actually just tried earlier today. I live in Rhode Island, and I tried to do what research they did, and this isn't something you just Google and find.
Right.
Yeah, we literally. So in order to find this, you can Google and find all of the daycares, home daycares and commercial daycares that accept CCAP, which is the federal funding for childcare, the Child Care Assistance Program. You can find that, but what you can't find is how much, right? So in order to find how much, you have to petition the DHS or not just the DHS, but the state-run program. And you have to actually request that information, and they have to give it to you. But like with any program, there's all these ways that they can, not give it to you. So it's actually not the easiest information to get.
No, you got to fill out a Freedom of Information Act request, FOIA for short. It takes work. It takes time. Boomers are mostly retired. They have the time that it takes to do that stuff. You have to watch like YouTube videos. It's not hard to do, but it is time consuming. And if you do it wrong, they'll deny your request. So if you're going to do something, and you can submit a FOIA for any old thing. If you want to know what your mayor gets paid, or you want to get a copy of his text messages, you can do that. You just got to attach your name to it and know why. So every time you do this, your name is out there and they know that you're looking into the information. So now you're possibly a target. So now bureaucrats know who you are. They know what you're looking at. So a skill in doing this is submitting these FOIA requests in ways that make it not so obvious what you're doing, right? So
yeah.
yeah. So the example that I was given, so let's say you want to know about an incident with a police officer on the night of December 15th, 2025. Instead of requesting all of the dash cam footage from police officers for that night where something happened, you make a request for like the whole month, and then you pick out of that. So yeah, it's very time consuming. You found out yourself, like in order to do your civic duty as an American, as a Christian, it takes a lot of work.
Yeah, absolutely does take a lot of work. So big props to Nick, and the other guy's name is David. You can tell he's just absolutely loving the attention that this got as well, because he just smiles ear to ear every time the camera's on him right now. But honestly, he deserves it, you know?
Yeah.
This has become national news. A lot of, and it's interesting how like people are like, oh, why now? Why this fraud's been going on? Well, that's just how the human nature works. Like there's attention on this problem, and now more resources will be focused where the attention goes. That's just how our human nature is. Like if it's right in front of us, like trust me, there's 10 million times worse things going on across the world. We just don't care about it, right? So that's just the way that, that human nature works, in my opinion. We have go ahead.
No, yeah, you're it's not only how human nature works, but if anyone's benefiting off the fraud, they're gonna keep it as quiet as possible for as long as possible. Like someone has to want to find this stuff out. Like we all talk about, like we know that the government is into corrupt stuff, right? We all know it, but no one's actually looking into it, you know. So it does take someone with some guts to actually do this.
Absolutely. Someone says breaking news: Taco Bell to replace napkins with half rolls of toilet paper. Interesting.
That's something that should have been done probably quite some time ago. The hell, inhuman society, enough talking about other countries, Israel, Somalia, Ukraine, to hell with this nonsense. Well, I agree. The problem is the Somalia problem is happening in our country. It's not it's now granted we've been bombing
not
Somalia.
To talk about them.
Yeah, we've been bombing Somalia actually for a long time, but the Somali population that has immigrated here is what's causing this problem here. But you know, of course, we're racist if we say that, right? I do believe you have a clip of
that's coming.
Yeah.
But right before that, let's play this one here.
Hearing center. They spelled the name wrong, so they actually came and corrected it. The interesting about this daycare here in Minnesota is it received $1.9 million in the fiscal year of 2025, and it has a capacity for upwards of 90 children. And what makes this daycare even more interesting is that while the Commissioner of Children of Minnesota was saying that the daycare was closed on a live stream,
Quality Learning Center closed just over a week ago.
A Somalian man was outside talking about how they are open, letting children in. And right now they are funneling children into the daycare as well. And right now, they're not really leering much because they have accepted over $1.9 million. And now the Commissioner of Children literally said this place was closed. And now you have people funneling in children. The parking lot's full right now. This is all a big slap. They received $1.9 million. It was a complete fraud.
Which is awesome. They have those T-shirts for sale. I don't know the website, but go buy one, man. Support Nick and David.
That is the good side of the grift right there. Those hoodies.
Absolutely. So here's the thing is, I even talked to one of my friends about this, and he straight up told me there is zero evidence of fraud in Minnesota. And literally, when we just look at this one building, we had Nick. He didn't just go there, show up at like on a Sunday at 3 a.m., knock on the door and be like, oh, well, nobody's here. Looks like there's fraud. No, he called them. He tried email. He tried to get an application, right? If this is a real business in 2026, Jeremiah, right? Don't you think maybe you would accept phone calls? Don't you think you would have an application on your website, you know, if you wanted customers?
I would think so. You know, unless of course I was somehow making money without getting customers, then maybe I wouldn't do any of that stuff. It's crazy. But you say he said there's no evidence. What did he say? Why he says that? Like, did you say here's the evidence that was uncovered? I mean, how?
Well,
I mean, help me through this here. What's your friend? How's he
it's
come to this
not
conclusion?
real journalism because it's just some 23-year-old white kid, who doesn't even
Oh,
live in
okay.
Minnesota. Yeah.
So you have
And
to be
so,
middle-aged and on CBS or Fox or ABC or NBC or CNN. That's the only way you're legit, right?
yeah, his specific standard was FBI needs to make arrests, and before they make arrests, you can't say there's fraud there. So,
Well, wait a minute.
yeah.
This is the problem, Alex. And tell me if this is something you noticed in your interactions with people of different political ideals than us. Which, if for those of you new here, conservative, we're conservatives because we're Christians, and that's just you're naturally conservative if you're a Christian. But the problem is that they pretend like they don't understand or like la 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 la, like that's like you can't have discourse when people are like that. I don't understand that, like, and I don't know how we move past that, but it's something that I not even family members from my point of view that are on the left, it's really hard to have conversations with them. Like, how is that what you're seeing, and how do you think we move past that?
Yeah, I don't even understand how this is a partisan issue. Like, what? Just because maybe some Democratic governor would be involved in it? Like, at a very minimum, yes, Tim Walz is showing a blind eye, giving the cold shoulder to this fraud. But I mean, I don't know if I would even say he's like directly involved making money off of it. We don't have evidence of that yet.
Right.
I'm sure
Right.
he's actually going to Congress to testify about what's going on there soon. 2 different dates have been scheduled, so we'll see what comes from that. But I don't understand
we'll
how
get a lot of content from that. I hope.
I hope as well. Yeah, I don't understand how it's a partisan issue. There's fraud going on. It's very obvious. I mean, even if you forget about the first video that Nick made, this second video here, how much clearer is it where literally, I forget her exact title, but the commissioner, I think, of the children, family, and youth or something like that, who is directly in charge of dispersing CCAP funds to these daycares, literally said, no, Quality Learning Center was closed down permanently last week on the same day that they're having a massive press conference at the Quality Learning Center where apparently it's packed and it's the most popular daycare center around, even though when Nick was there, nobody was there. So that alone is a huge red flag.
Huge red flag. And yes, the Somali community can rally at a moment's notice, as we've seen. But yeah, man, it's crazy. Like, if you had this shouldn't, like you said, this should not be a partisan issue. And this just makes me nostalgic for, I grew up in the greatest decade in American history, which is the 90s, right? And, in the 90s, just as an example, like when Bill Clinton, had sexual relations in the Oval Office and then lied about it. Like, both sides agreed that was wrong, while we disagreed whether or not he should be removed from office because of it. But we both saw that as a moral travesty and something that was wrong. Both sides did. The Republicans wanted him removed, and Democrats didn't think it was bad enough to remove him. But, it's just like, you don't see that anymore, where there's an issue where it's like, we can agree that this is what it is. What do we do about it? Maybe that's where we differ. It's like, we live in apples and oranges society now. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is absolutely insane. I have a couple more videos here on this. Let's see. So here's the other thing is, this is one daycare. There have been dozens of videos just like this, not just by Nick, but other independent journalists who have seen what's going on, and they went out and did the same research. It's all over the place. Tell me, why would a daycare run out of your home need $200,000 in a single year?
You're using, unless you're using like gold-plated dishes to feed the kids. I don't know. Maybe the school books are inflation. Dude, I don't know. You wouldn't. The point is that you wouldn't need that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's see here. I'm just we even have the Cope is even in the chat right now. I mean, it's actually crazy.
Yeah. Again, they just pretend like they don't understand things.
Right. Exactly. All right. Here's another daycare. $1.26 million in a single year. And I mean, just look at this place.
25, this facility, which has its license for 74 kids, was paid $1.26 million in tax money. And there are no kids. And all the facilities are the same way. All of them.
Let's see if anyone opens.
Yeah, let's see.
Once again, I try to find a spot for my son Joey. They would not open the door. I want to put my son Joey in daycare. Cuz I need a spot to put my son Joey.
Yes.
Is this your daycare center?
No, I work there. What's happened?
I just want to put a child in daycare, but all the daycare centers seem to be closed. No one's opening the doors.
You work here?
I was, yeah. What's happened?
Where are the kids?
Yeah.
It says it's licensed for 74 children. Right here, state of Minnesota. Where are the kids? They got paid $1.26 million in fiscal year 2025. It says they have a capacity for 74 children.
When?
Where are the kids? Right here. State of Minnesota website. You work here and you don't know?
I don't know. I was there before.
Wow.
I don't know what's going on.
Were there any kids when you worked here?
It's there. Kids there. What's
How
happened?
many?
I don't know.
You don't know.
What kind of question?
You work
What
there.
kind of
Okay, well,
answers
then you're
that
not of
make?
any help.
Can I put my son in a daycare here?
No, I don't know.
Can I speak to someone?
No, I don't know.
No. Yeah, I would like to see if I can put my son Joey here.
Who's your son, Joey?
My son Joey. Can I check out daycare center?
I'm gonna do my son. No.
Do you put your kid here in this daycare?
No.
There is one child in there. Yeah, I'd like to know if this is a legit business.
Me, I'm scared of you too. How come I explain everything?
You're scared of me?
Yeah.
Why?
Because of your curry.
Because of my color. You said you're scared of me because of my color. Does that make you a racist?
Yeah. No.
But
No.
you said you're scared of me because of my color.
I'm not saying you're racist.
You said you're scared of me because of my color. That makes you a racist. So right now
This is my
they're all
kid's
getting
name.
mad because he's showing the
I
paperwork
don't
of
know
this
that.
business being registered as a business. 74 children,
I've
no
lived my
children.
whole life
We
here.
saw one child when the lady opened up the door.
Bro. All right, pause it.
Yeah.
Okay. So much going on here. First of all, where do I start, dude? Let's like I'm scared of you because of your color. That would be like, dude, like me going to China and a Chinese man comes to my door and I'm like, whoa, hey man, all you Chinese people around here creeping me out. Like, get away from me. Like, what? Like you're in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Like, there's white people in America. We're still the majority population. If you didn't know that.
Yeah. No, it is actually crazy. And I mean, this is just completely normal behavior for any business and daycare I've ever been to. What about, right, Jeremiah? That's like your normal experience. I mean, you just became a father and you may need a daycare in the near future, but
Dude,
that's what you should expect to happen, right?
I live less than a block away from a daycare. You can see the kids playing outside every day, Monday through Friday. They're out there on the playground playing at the daycare. There's no now you can't just walk in. There is that.
Right.
But you can see parents every day dropping their kids off. Like you can see activity there.
And I guarantee you, maybe not now at 10 o'clock at night, but if tomorrow you called them, even if they were full capacity and there was a wait list to get into that daycare, they would gladly take your information down and put you on a wait list. And like, it would be very easy to contact these people.
100%.
Yeah. I don't understand why it's so hard to see that something is going on here. Now, maybe, do you think that it's okay to assume that fraud might be going on when like 4 or 5 years ago during COVID, there was a $250 million fraud scheme for the Feeding Our Future organization, where they made fake invoices about feeding homeless and poor people and children and all that. And guess what? Out of the 98 people who were charged, 89% of them were of Somali descent.
It's wild. That's wild.
Yeah, so,
and it's like it's not racist to point that out. I'm not hating on these people because they're Somalians. It just so happens that is who is committing the fraud. That's just an objective fact. If they were Russians, then we would be talking about the Russian community. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's like if you're upset about murders in Chicago, that's just racist because most of the murders in Chicago happen because of gang violence by black people. Like, it just doesn't follow.
doesn't follow. It doesn't follow. And luckily, it seems that America is finally like not caring about this, because as the clip you're going to play here shortly, they're still trying to shut this down with racism. They think that racism is the dog whistle that it was in 2020, actually from like 2016 to just recently. You could end any argument by just calling someone racist. It would make them uncomfortable. Right. And regardless of the facts of the matter, you just call someone racist. That ends the conversation because people are too scared of that. But one thing I do want to point out about David there in that last clip, this is where like Nick should have reined him in, because Nick wanted to go the route of, hey, I want to be a client of yours. Yeah. You know, let me get you busting yourself on camera as I try to legally go through this process. And David was like, look at the numbers, look at and he's like jumping the gun and like getting all in their face and talking about $1.6 million. It's like, whoa, David, pump the brakes. They'll dig their own grave. Nick had the right move. They'll dig their own grave. You just pretend you're a customer and let them walk right into it. There doesn't need to be any attacking there. So I was a little disappointed in my man David for jumping the gun there.
Yeah, you could tell David's not used to this type of interaction, but I mean, God bless him. He did a bunch of research. Yeah. Man, we got to see James O'Keefe walking into these daycares. He'll set something up, I'm sure.
For sure.
But hey, one thing I'll say before we play this video. Yeah. The Somalis have the playbook down, man. Right? Just say you're racist and then you can't criticize us.
Hey, don't worry. No one's going to come after you. Just call them racist and they'll leave you alone. Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is Tim Walz on national TV talking about, not Nick Shirley specifically, but, some independent young white journalist.
Tim Walz is saying that you and others that are out there trying to expose this, you're doing it because you're white supremacists. What is your response to him?
Yeah, Tim wants votes. There are entire apartment complexes where white people have been pushed out of these apartment complexes because Somalians have taken over and they're inside of these towns like Minneapolis where they can go get votes from these people. And if you have 100,000 people that will vote for you because you're going to enable and let this stuff happen, and because you're going to call a white person racist for calling out facts, this is what's going to happen to a state like Minnesota. Minnesotans, they say Minnesota nice, but they are very upset. And I totally understand why they're upset. Because they don't have a governor who's actually working for them. He's actually working against them.
Governor Tim Walz is saying that you and...
Yeah, so we don't actually get to see there. I thought that was going to be the clip of him talking about white supremacy. But he did say the only reason this is happening is because of white supremacy. What do you think about that, Jeremiah?
Again, this is the tired and if the racist card was a horse, it would have been beaten into powder by now and made into glue, because that's the only play that they have. So Governor Tim Walz knows he's up a creek. He knows he's up a creek because the feds are moving in. We have a news clip we can show. Also, I'm glad he talked about votes because we're going to show you folks watching right now that Governor Tim Walz does want votes, and the whole reason they're moving the Somali community into Minnesota is to get votes. If you want to cue that up, we got
that one you sent me.
Yeah. It's one of the first videos I sent you.
Okay.
I'll drop it in the
on
private.
X.
Yep, it's the X clip of Wall Street Apes.
Yep. My God. Yep. All right.
So go ahead and cue that one up. But what do you think? Because I think it's just like they don't know how they think that this is going to work. And they're going to find out quickly that America's moving away from that. Like you can't just call us racist and get rid of this anymore. But that's exactly what Tim Walz is trying to do.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea what he's trying to do, but he's just making himself look more like an idiot when he says stuff like that. Because you know what the other thing is? It's like when the boy who cried wolf, right? The reason that we see certain people who are actually racist rise to fame is because you have taken the power away from the word racist. When everybody's a racist, nobody's a racist.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
So I think that's
It's-
exactly what happens when you abuse that word.
It is.
Yeah, and you see it happening with Nazi, and Nazi has become so that way that even the woke right is using the term Nazi now, and it's like, okay, well now we've murdered that word. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening.
You know, and John Hartley in my chat just said, but nothing will happen. And I mean, we'll see. You know, hopefully you're wrong, but it does seem that politicians, even on opposite sides of the aisle, love to protect each other because they fear the boot coming down on them one day.
For sure, and that's unfortunate, and we can get into that. But the politicians. So what I'm afraid will happen, to John Hartley's point, is they'll arrest the Somalian guy who maybe set up the account or was collecting the money, or you know what I mean. The guy they'll get the low level guys that did all the grunt work, but the people who looked the other way, who allowed this to happen,
most of the kickbacks.
Exactly. And nothing's going to change in this country until we see politicians in handcuffs. Put them in the what's that old medieval device where you put somebody in the town square and you lock their arms and their head in that wooden thing and people got to throw tomatoes at them and stuff? That's what we need to do to politicians. We need to lock them. I forget what that's called, but that's what we need to do to them.
Yeah, I'll Google it while you watch this. Here we go. It's this one, right?
Yeah, it's this one. He's talking about the votes.
Yes, it is.
So can you tell us why the Somali communities are very important for the elections?
Well, the Somali community is critical. In my own election, I wouldn't be in office without the help of the Somali community. Somali voters came out in very large numbers and were able to register people to vote. Very recently I think there was several thousand Somalis who were just naturalized as U.S. citizens. Yeah. Somalis can make a huge impact on this election. And I can tell you without a doubt, it's not just in Minnesota that Somalis make a big difference in the election. Also in Ohio, which is a battleground state. Somalis that are in Columbus, Ohio, and in Virginia, all have a role, an opportunity to play a very big role in this election. And so I think many of us are counting on the Somali community to get involved, stay involved, but not just vote, help others vote. On my campaign, we have tremendous leaders. For example, Hibu Isaac, who is a great leader, very articulate, very smart young lady who is out gathering in Somali voters and other voters to get them to the polls. Also, we have Miriam, who's on our campaign, and others as well. So we believe that the Somali community plays a critical role, not just in Minnesota, but in Ohio and in Virginia. And so call your relatives out there so we can get them to the polls.
Wow.
That's Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, ladies and gentlemen, telling you exactly why they're allowing all the fraud to continue. Because they're counting on their vote
out loud.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
So the term you were looking for, the technical term is pillory, but I think
the
term I know is stocks. The stocks.
Okay.
Put them in the stocks. All right.
Put them in the stocks. Put them in the pillory. You put Tim Waltz in the pillory for 24 hours, and I guarantee you he will never think about committing fraud or allowing fraud in Minnesota to happen ever again.
Yep, and it'll be a community healing event.
Yes, it will. Bring your rotten tomatoes to throw at him while he sits there, because that's what they used to do. They used to like throw their rotten food at these people, like make fun of them. That's politicians deserve no less than that.
So that video reminds me of Jacob Frey. Do you know Jacob Frey?
I've heard.
You will once I explain it.
Okay.
He's a politician in Minnesota. What's he running for? I forget exactly. Oh, mayor of Minneapolis. He's been serving since 2018. And there are videos of him in like dancing, right? Sean John suit in Jordans. Doing a TikTok dance and a bunch of Somalis laughing at him on the stage.
Look at this idiot. You know what? Another thing that interesting thing that we haven't brought up here, Alex, is that so we know that the majority of the Somali community is Muslim, right?
Yeah.
So
like 98% in Somalia.
Yeah, like 98% are Muslim. And the reason you don't see a lot of them, even the ones who aren't committing fraud, caring about this fraud, is because I'm willing to bet, I can't say this for certain, but knowing Islam like I do, they're looking at this as a jizya. Are you familiar with the jizya?
Yeah, like a tax on the Jews and the Christians, right?
Tax on the Jews and the Christians. If you're a pagan, you get murdered. So there's that. Unalived. I'm sorry, I don't want to say that on YouTube. But the rest of us pay the tax. So they're like, well, this is just your tax for being an infidel.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, no, I don't think that they care at all about this fraud. I think they're taking, it's like when you go to Walmart and you steal versus stealing from a local mom and pop store. You feel way less bad about going to Walmart and stealing something than you would because it doesn't affect you. It's not your people. You just think, oh, it's just these rich, greedy people I'm stealing from anyway, so who cares? The same thing with the Somalis. Why would they care at all about America? They're not immigrating to America to come to America and be American and make America a better place. They're coming here to pillage and steal and take whatever they can. And they desperately don't want to go back home, though. That's interesting.
Yeah, there's no immigration flowing in the opposite direction there to Somalia. But you're right. They don't see themselves as Americans. They don't want to assimilate. Which, we've got, was it last week or the week before we had kind of gotten into the immigration thing where it's like that is the issue. The issue is non-assimilation. Like they want to make America the crap hole that they came from instead of being part of this great country and just assimilating to our ethics and values and culture. No. So we're the infidel tax. They don't care.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. And just in case, because it's not just one place, like, these people who are just completely blind to the obvious fraud that is going on here. This is yet another,
which actually has another child care registered at the same address called Mini Child Care Center.
So we should see lots of children if there's this child care center, especially if there's two.
The two of them combined are licensed for 120.
And how much money have these child care centers received?
In 2020, one of them received 1.3 million. In 2021, they got 987,000. In 2022, they got 714,000. That's the last I have for that one. And then the other one, 1.604 million in fiscal year 2025. Fiscal year 2024, they got about 800,000. And in fiscal year 2023, they got $904,059. This place right here. And between the two of these child care centers, they're pulling in about $3 million a year, and there are no children. Every facility that you go to, the windows will be blocked out so you can't see in. There's nobody here. You won't see a single child at any of these facilities.
There are indeed no windows. All the windows are blacked out right here. All right, let's go in. And the child care center is locked. Should we ring the doorbell? Try to get in, rang the doorbell. Nobody showed up. They're open 7 days a week, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. It says here on their sign, yet there's absolutely nobody here. And this building here, right here, has generated millions of dollars, and it seems like business isn't even open right now, and it's a weekday. And if this was a daycare center, it wouldn't just be in some industrialized building. There would be maybe like a playground or something outside, or
not even.
There's no play area for the kids. So where are the kids? Where's anybody? How can there be nobody here? And it's like this every single day. I've never seen a single child there.
He drives by this place all the time.
9 years, I've never seen a single child at this building. Right there.
Oh, then now it looks like we already got the Somalis coming through.
Yeah, they're coming. The word's out.
Hello, is this your daycare?
No. Can you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center?
Doesn't know if she's ever seen a child here.
I don't know.
All right, let's go to the next location. Where
has there ever been a kid at this child care center that you just unlocked that we couldn't get into?
I don't
that you
know.
have a key to?
That you have a key to? You don't know? That is wild. And if you're getting $5 million, like you think you would have like a pristine, like awesome setup, not like a side of a warehouse building.
Even $3 million a year. Check this out. Even if it were a legitimate daycare centers don't have huge margins, right? It's a tough business. It actually is. And there's tons of risk and liability with obviously having children there, and God knows who you're hiring. It's a very tough business. But even then, 10% minimum margins. So you're making $300,000 a year in profit, and you don't have a playground. You're in an industrial building. There's just so much wrong with this picture. They're gonna find if they stick a Doge team on this. I mean, Doge is pretty much shut down now, but if they stick a Doge team on this, it's over. Like the amount of fraud they're gonna uncover.
And I bet you find it in every state. Minnesota might be one of the worst, but I bet you find it in every single state. Let me take a pause here. All of you watching in the chat, do your brothers a solid and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to our channels if you're not already, and share the show with everyone you know. We appreciate y'all watching. But yeah, Alex, it's crazy. And the guy earlier who said nothing's going to happen. We did get just yesterday, a White House press conference. Carolyn Leavitt,
right?
She said President Trump is not going to let Governor Walz off the hook, echoing arguments that responsibility lies within the governor as the alleged fraud occurred under his administration. But you know what? Tim Walz, Governor Mike DeWine here in Ohio, he's a Republican, albeit he's a rhino. He's a fake. He's a fraud. But he's a Republican, Governor DeWine. And, after this story broke, a lot of people were messaging him like, hey, we have a huge Somali community here in Ohio. Is there fraud going on? Are you taking a look into this? What's going on? He said, I'm paraphrasing here, but he said fraud is the cost of doing business when you when you're giving government help for daycare centers. Fraud is the cost of doing business.
Yeah, so if you ever thought about socialism and you just want the government to pay for everything, just remember that fraud is just a part of socialism. If that's your goal,
just got to accept it. It's just one of those things. It's like It's like death and taxes, man. Just one of those things about life. You just got to accept.
That's insane. Now there was something I was gonna say here. Man, I forgot. But let's
CBS.
Here.
I don't know if I sent you the clip of CBS covering this finally, because the mainstream.
I wanted to. I'm sorry, real quick, because I want to steal this.
Okay, go ahead.
Where is it? I can't pull up the chat now, but someone in chat said, if both sides of the aisle are committing fraud, one side is doing a hell of a lot better job at hiding it. And I was like, man, that's good. I'm stealing that.
That's a tweet, man. That's an X post. Yeah, you just got jacked. Yeah.
What were you saying?
Tweet burglar, Alex the tweet burglar.
For a sniper sounds good.
Okay. 13% of the population responsible for 85% of the healthcare fraud. Yep, 100%. Look, CBS finally covered the story. And if you wish, I wish I would have sent you this, because CBS posted, first of all, their idea of journalism was just a guy standing in front of his camera talking. He didn't do any actual journalism. It was just him being a talking head. His idea of journalism was trust me, bro. And then it linked the article below it. You can go find this. It's CBS on X. Search them, find this. It's the journalist, and right below it, in the comments, they posted the article that's supposedly linked with this video. And in the X post, it says, Nick Shirley accuses daycare centers of collecting all this money, but not doing any not actually running facilities. And then they link the article. Through the entire article, not one time do they verify or deny Nick Shirley's claims. They don't talk about are these daycare centers actually operational or not. So they twist his word. They twist the headline to make it seem like, oh, Nick Shirley says that these daycare centers aren't operational, but they actually just might be operational. But CBS, through the entire story, not once do they even check to see if the claims are right or wrong. They don't even address.
If everything Nick Shirley is saying is wrong, then why don't you do your own independent journalism and give us the facts? Who's doing that?
Oh, right, yeah. Well, who was the lady who she was like, I called several daycare centers. One of them answered and told me they're not committing fraud.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Again, just trust me, bro. Trust me. We're not committing fraud. Great journalism work there, CBS.
Hey, did you hear about the poor individuals who I really feel bad for these guys. You know, they do all this hard work to make sure they're a legitimate daycare. They keep everything on paper because they don't trust computers in 2026, right? And then they stack it in a boiler room like it's the 1990s, and some white supremacist comes in, breaks in, and steals all of their documents. Can you believe that, Jeremiah? Did you hear this story?
No, I did not hear this story.
I'm gonna find it, but the X post I can't find. I mean, this Nick Shirley story is just everywhere. If you can find it, I can pull it up here. What was the search term you asked again?
For
the X post.
Oh, the CBS one?
Yeah.
I can't believe I didn't send that to you. Let me so if you just search CBS and go to their X page, it's probably, I mean, they
surveillance video with Fox 9 of what
they post like every hour. I'm scrolling through to see if I can find it.
While you find it, I'll play this.
Okay.
At a Somali-run child care center sharing this surveillance video with Fox 9 of what they believe is an attempted break-in. Many child care centers says it happened just after midnight as they reported it, and they reported it to police. Now, it comes the same night another Somali-run child care center says somebody broke in and vandalized their building.
It makes me feel concerned for my own safety at this point.
Just last weekend, a viral video was filmed.
Past couple of days, hateful messages through our voice notes threatening us. So the past couple of days.
Managers claim they found documents missing and their building damaged.
This is devastating news, and we don't know why this is targeting our Somali community, as one video made by a specific individual made this all happen.
Other daycare providers are worried about their safety and reputations.
I don't know how to protect my records.
I don't know how to protect my records. It's called a computer.
You're still keeping paper records, lady? What is wrong with you?
You can literally scan with the millions of dollars you guys are receiving in taxpayer money. You can literally scan them into your computer. You can use a smartphone and take pictures of every document. And like, I don't know how. If you don't know how to keep your records safe, you don't belong running a daycare center where you look after children every day. If you're worried if people are breaking into your daycare, I don't want my kid at that daycare. These people are unbelievably stupid in trying to cover up this fraud.
Well, because they didn't think they had to be smart, Alex. I mean, they were just people were just letting them do it. Hey, I found I just hit you in the private chat with the link to that CBS article. Any comments from our fans here and haters that we want to pull up?
Yeah, if you have any, let me know and you can pull them up. I should make you an administrator. I think
You
I have
should
a
make
slot.
me an administrator. You should.
Absolutely. Someone said, love his $3,000 glasses. I did see something about that. I didn't do any research on it, but I did. Someone said there was $2,400 AI glasses or something like that.
The dog ate my homework isn't going to work.
Why not? It never worked. Come on, let's be real.
Did you get my?
All I know is you got to read this while I pull this.
Okay. I put a spell on you because I can't. I don't care if I'm on LSD because my vision is getting fat and it smells like children. Fail to see the tragic, turn it into magic. My big top tricks.
All right, Marilyn. I love our audience.
It's great. We love you all. I haven't. You know what? I haven't seen
even the
any-
Marilyns. What'd you say?
No, I haven't seen. Even our haters aren't getting like egregious with like foul language and stuff, man. I think we have a good set of both lovers and haters here.
All right, let's check this out here. What you sent us.
according to federal prosecutors, it was really during COVID that fraudsters set up these fake restaurants or sham businesses and health clinics that would provide things like meals to school children or behavioral health services or housing to people with addiction. And because during COVID, you didn't have the same checks and balances, you had social distancing, you couldn't have the site visits, you couldn't have the in-person inspections, well, the fraudsters got away with it all and provided the receipts and collected boatloads of cash from us, the taxpayers. More than 90 people have been charged in the schemes, mostly Somalis, and more than 60 people have been convicted. Now you have this viral video getting traction online. It's from influencer Nick Shirley, and he visited several daycares, Somali-owned daycares in the Twin Cities, and basically accused them of doing the same thing, running these sham operations where kids didn't show up, but still billed the federal government and collected millions of dollars in Medicaid funds. We visited those sites too, as did state inspectors many times over the last 6 months. And we found the facts on the ground tell a different story. Those daycares, many of them were written up for safety violations, things like maybe busted equipment or staff training issues, but that's not the same as being fraudulent. So it's important to put all of this into context.
Notice,
Granted,
pause
fraud
it,
is
pause it,
indisputable.
pause it. Notice he's showing pictures of daycares below him, not him actually doing any journalistic work. He's like, maybe you'll think I did my job if I show photos of the daycares below me while I give you my word that I did the investigation, folks. Just trust me on that one.
Right. Yeah. And you know, the officials have been sent there. It's like, okay, what do you think these people are gonna do when the official comes out to check on them? You think they might prepare a little bit for that?
Right. And how do you know? We're just taking your word that you called someone and they told you, hey, everything's cool, man. Okay.
Yeah, every 6 months we send a guy out there and he checks and he knocks on the door. They say, no fraud here, sir. And then, we go back to the office. It's good.
And they wonder why podcasters are blowing them out of the water with ratings. Like one of Joe Rogan's podcasts does more than all of these channels combined in ratings and numbers. And it's because of this, guys like this who just stand there doing no journalism work, just telling you, hey man, just trust me. All right. I called him.
Trust me, bro.
Everything's good.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane. All right. There's one more video I have on some Nick Shirley, some Minnesota fraud. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about regarding this issue?
This issue, I think we're good, my friend. I think we're good.
All right, I got this last video here. Just because I want to, and this is just selfish because I had conversations with close friends from high school that, I really can't believe looking at them in my DMs right now. But it's like over and over again, you get the same story. And it's like, how many times does this have to happen in order for you to see the pattern? I don't know. Let's check this out.
But can't even get in. Another Reliance
22
Recovery
healthcare
Center,
companies
Mercy and Grace
in one
Care
place, and
Inc.
none of them are open.
Den Eritrean Youth Development Association of Minnesota. Another child care center. Welcome to Bright Beginning Center. But what do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Sorry. No comments. Can I please?
Right here, you have Serenity Quality Care. All of these businesses are literally the same type of business, providing the same service in the same building. Another Convenience Home Healthcare Aid Inc. and Child Friendly Space. All these companies get money from the government. Why would you have the same company essentially inside of the same building, door to door? Right here, Queenly Home Healthcare. It just does not make sense. If you're trying to operate a business, you'd want to have less competition. But here, they have all of their competition right next door. We're wondering, why is there so many of the same companies inside of this same building?
No, I don't know that.
What do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't have any idea about that fraud. Okay.
Mhm.
That's it.
What do you think about the news articles and what's being spread?
What's that?
We're in the wrong business, Alex.
Yeah, dude, I just filed for my home daycare license, and I have 3 kids of my own. I think I can get paid just to watch my own kids.
Can we be in the same building together?
Yeah, we can sign up both of our children under the same. You watch mine, I watch yours. We'll make it work.
We'll make it work. Unbelievable.
I want to highlight this. 2016 Mormon welfare fraud. Google is your friend. Sir, do you know what a tu quoque is? It's a logical fallacy in which I ask you a question, right? In this situation about fraud. Hey, is there fraud going on in Minnesota? And your answer says, yeah, but 2016 Mormon welfare fraud. Look that up. It's not answering the question I asked, is it?
Yeah, but did you hear about the fraud in a completely different time of 10 years ago, 9 years ago, in a completely different state with a completely different set of people? Did you hear about that? Maybe, I guess. What does that have to do with anything?
Exactly. It's insane. I mean, and the only reason I played that last video is because it is just so obvious. And
obvious.
Look, the FBI is investigating it. If there's fraud in Minnesota, there is. There will be many arrests made. We're going to see this thing blow up. Now, we already talked about this. I don't know. We'll see what happens to the big guys in charge. Hopefully, we actually see some accountability there. But, all the guys who weren't making as much, they're definitely going to get hit. We know that.
For sure. Yeah. And folks, believe it or not, this is not.
Then we headed over to the next
fraud. This is not the only fraud going on. Alex, I do believe that you have a video of some voter fraud being committed that is being uncovered in the state of Georgia, which is very notorious for voter fraud from the 2020 election.
Yeah. So, could you think of any legitimate reason why 1,000 people would register to vote under the same address, Jeremiah?
I live in a mansion, maybe owned if I had Jeff Bezos money. If I had Jeff Bezos money or Elon Musk money and 1,000 of my friends and family, I invited 1,000 of my friends and family. 999 of my friends and family to live with me in my giant mega mansion.
Yeah. Well, this is a good breakdown by David Kate. I think that's how you say his name. He works with Cam Higbee. He did the Fearless tour. Nick Shirley has blown these guys out of the water. I'm just saying, Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley's my guy. But these guys, they're doing good work too. So let's check it out.
And people be registered to vote from one single location, 201 Washington Street Southwest. And when you come here, you realize that this is actually a church. What was happening when we were looking through the voter registration list from the previous election cycle is I noticed well over 1,000 people registered from one single location. Come to find out, it's a church. When we looked into it further, we realized what was actually happening here. It's actually a very well-organized plan by Democrat donors like George Soros. George Soros poured in millions into an organization here in Atlanta that did what? They went around this entire place and signed up all the homeless people. It's during the day right now, so you don't see all the homeless people, but usually this place is filled with homeless people. So an organization that supports Democrats received money from people like George Soros to go and register homeless people to be able to vote from one single place. And to make things even crazier, if we turn around, this place is directly across the Georgia Capitol. All it took for me is to find the voter list and to see why is there more than 1,000 people able to register from one place to realize that something is wrong here. The building right next to 201 Washington Street is actually a Catholic church. Well, guess what? This place, 48 Martin Luther King Jr. Drive Southwest, has registered over 2,000 people to vote from one single location. And guess who it was? It was the progressive organization signing up homeless people that are literally right across the street. It's freezing here in Atlanta. It's actually 35 degrees at 1 p.m. But usually all of this area is filled up with the homeless people. And again, we're outside one of these mega churches that ended up registering more than 1,000 people to vote from just one single place.
So George Soros, with his absolute billions and billions of dollars. I think the George Soros Foundation alone has $25 billion. I was talking about this with my father actually on Christmas. And from there,
great Christmas topic.
Great Christmas. We were talking about family and legacy, and somehow I got to George Soros and his sons. But So George Soros funnels money into an NGO, millions of dollars, which is just, basically like $50 to you or me, right? and uh, and then these NGOs go out, they hire people, they go to people on the street and they say, hey, you want $50 and a place to sleep in a hotel room and $50? And they say, duh, yeah, I'll take that. And then they go, okay, just register to vote. And I wonder, what do you think all of those votes went to? You think any of those votes went to a Republican?
Not a single one, because a Republican didn't give me $50, a hot meal, and a cot to sleep on for the night.
Yeah, and people don't think that this, what's 1,000 votes, what's 2,000 votes? Well, when this is done dozens and dozens of time in the same state, yeah, it adds up, and especially in a state like Georgia, which is so important for an election.
Oh, it'll swing an election. It'll first of all, 1,000 to 2,000 votes will swing a local election where people win by a couple hundred votes. You'll swing state elections, governors, your state representatives and state senators. It'll swing those. A couple thousand votes can swing that easy. And on the federal scale, you're right. When you do this dozens of times all over Georgia, you can change a red state to a blue state. You can, there's all kinds of evil shenanigans that you can get away with. But this isn't the first time. Shout out Randy for sure. Smash that like button if you've been here watching. Smash that like button. Subscribe to our channels, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, dude, it's people think, like you said, they'll dismiss it because it's a couple thousand votes. But you do this at scale, man, you can make some big changes.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, I'm looking here through our list of videos. I'm not seeing I am seeing the conversation about how my dog just blew up in her crate and had diarrhea everywhere, and I spent about an hour before this live stream cleaning that up. I don't want to remember that, but other than that, before we get to our last video, which I haven't seen, Jeremiah said is pretty fun to watch.
It's pretty fun. Now, in fact, let's tie these two together because we got to touch on Mom Donnie. His inauguration.
Yeah, let's do that.
Was just this week. So
who's Mom Donnie?
Mom Donnie. Who is that guy? Well, he's the mayor of New York City, my friend.
That's a big city.
That's a big city, and he's the first Muslim mayor of New York City. He's not only a Muslim, he's a Muslim communist, and he's
Democratic socialist.
Democratic, he's a communist. Same thing. Two sides of the same coin, my friend. Socialism is just
fair enough.
Socialism is communist light. It's on your way to becoming a full communist. Anyways, he swore in on the Quran. But what's interesting, what people are going to find out is that you cannot be a Muslim and a socialist communist. Those ideologies do not fit together. So he's going to pick one. And if it's Sharia law, you're in real trouble. Actually, either one, you're in real trouble. But anyway, he got sworn in, and he said some things, and he had some speakers at his inauguration event just recently. And this one, do I need to DM?
What did he get sworn in on? The Bible, right? Like he put his hand on the Bible and he swore an oath.
No, my friend. It was the Quran. He got sworn in on the Quran.
Is that the book that says you can marry a 6-year-old and
yes. That's the book that says that you have to punch me in the face or you in the face because we're Christians unless we pay the jizya that we were talking about earlier with the Somalis. If we pay taxes like good little infidels, we're okay. We're okay because we're people of the book, right?
Wait. Is this? Did you? You might have already sent it to me, but you didn't label anything, so I just got a bunch of links.
Here, I just sent it to you in the chat. This was a speaker. Right. This was a speaker at Mom Donnie's inauguration. It's a very short clip, but it is quite funny.
Oh, okay, you did label this one. I missed it. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, we got it.
I'd like to dedicate this poem to my trans, queer, foreign students of color at the University of Tennessee, Knoxville. I'd like to dedicate this poem to my
I want to dedicate this poem to my trans queer students of color. How many of those do you think attend Knoxville, Tennessee University?
Not very many. I'm going to be honest. Oh, yes. By the way, thank you for the thumbs up, Randy. If you are watching on one of our vertical streams, YouTube sometimes gives you free jewels. So if you go, there's like a little gift box icon next to the chat. You can redeem free jewels and send us some free money. Doesn't cost you anything. We get a little bit of money out of it. Randy sent a New Year's Eve 2026 for 260 jewels. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being a mod over here. But yeah, man, I don't know this. What's the trans population in general? Never mind in Knoxville, Tennessee. Then you add all the other qualifiers. Yeah, it might be one person this guy's talking to.
Trans. Wait, if you're trans, aren't you already queer? I don't. Yeah, it's quite the inauguration Mom Donnie had. I can send you another video, but we should probably wrap it up. But it's going to be New York City's a disaster. If you live there, flee, run for the hills. It's pretend you're a Jewish person in Israel in 70 AD in Rome. You're in Jerusalem and Rome is at the gates. Flee to the mountains and get out.
Pseudo says, why are you so obsessed with trans people? It's the same exact response you get when CoffeeZilla calls out a Ty Lopez or a Grant Cardone. You're obsessed with me because you call out my lies and my fraud. It's like maybe because it is an absolute drain on society and absolutely nothing good comes from trans ideology. Randy sent a joystick for 1,100 joules, dropping just bags over on the channel. I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Love it. Switch over to my channel. Drop me some jewels. I don't know what that means, but I'll take some jewels. Randy seems like a great guy. But yeah, no, I'm going to shove my ideology in your face. If you say anything bad about it, I'm going to get you fired from your job. My entire identity is based off of this crazy ideology. But if you mention anything about it, you're obsessed. You're obsessed, Alex. Don't you dare mention anything about it that I'm going to bring up to you 100 times. But don't you say anything about it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. What else is there?
Do we have any other chats? I know we've been getting a lot of them.
Chat before we head out of here.
Yeah,
we have been going for an hour. Oh, there's a lot.
We have
it sucks if you don't live there and you believe people that repeat anything they tell you to is strange. Probably never been there. Look,
I actually have been there like 7 or 8 times. Actually,
yeah. I live very close to New York City. But like, do you think it's easy to live in New York City? You're either living off of the government and barely surviving, or you're working 80 hours a week and barely surviving. I mean, the rent alone is like $4,000 for a 2-bedroom apartment in a massive building. It's not an easy place to live. Okay. It's unless you're extremely wealthy, you're not having a good time in New York City.
No. New York City was not an easy place to live before 2020. I can't imagine what it's like now. Most likely AI you got. Yep, you're right.
Did you really suggest that we just watched AI videos and couldn't tell the difference? I mean, look, AI is good. It's not that good. Not yet. I mean, we have some things to worry about in the future, but
either that or you're just really low IQ, my friend. I hate to say that. I really hate to say that. What's I don't understand. Do you get are you interpreting these this Christian Bridges that's dropping the emojis like it's her language or his language? I don't know if it's a guy or a gal.
Christian, what side are you on? I don't know. I can't tell. But I do appreciate the engagement there. Thank you for commenting. It actually helps. YouTube looks at all that stuff and they push your channel.
I don't know what your emojis mean.
Likes, comments.
NY is
he's a good
garbage
guy.
from John 47893. That is true. It actually, man, it used to be, it was expensive, but it was fun. I was there in the early 2000s. NYC was fine in the early 2000s.
Mike, good name. Not going to say the last name.
Yeah.
You're an AI dev. Interesting. How long before we actually can't tell the difference between a real video and AI video? We were just talking about that. What do you think, Mike?
Mike, I'm going to tell me if I'm right or wrong here. I'm going to say in 5 years we won't be able to tell.
5 years. Interesting. I mean, I know, like, I use Gemini to make some images, and I always have to crop out. I have to go to Canva and use the magic eraser to crop out the Gemini logo, because if you post an image to social media with the logo, it labels it as AI. But like, I'm not making fake AI images. I'm just using AI to basically Photoshop stuff and create images.
Gotcha.
So like, I don't want it labeled AI. People think it's fake news or something.
Gotcha. Mike says AI will be detectable if you have the source file. It never generates anything without metadata. Okay, Mike.
So at DebateCon 6, I met this guy who I had already known from online named Spiro. And I don't know if he's a Christian or an Orthodox. I'm not sure. He's in that circle though. But he was telling me how video and image generation works. And I'm not going to remember exactly how it works, but basically the way it's done is so different than somebody creating something or somebody taking a picture that you'll always be able to tell. That's how he said, but I'm not sure.
Interesting. I hope. Well,
recovering Jehovah's Witness. Yeah, Randy. Spirit. He was an awesome guy when I talked to him.
It's unfortunate. It's already fooling people, as we saw from the chat. We thought that we just played a bunch of AI videos of Minnesota fraud. Yeah, all AI generated.
Have you ever seen the AI pranks that these teenagers are doing on Instagram?
No.
Oh man, I don't think I should play any, but
no, save it for next week.
Dude, they go on a train, right, or a bus, and they'll find some guy sleeping, and they'll take a picture of him, and they'll make like some old guy in a thong kiss him on the cheek, and then they'll wake him up. They'll be like, "Bro, did you see that?"
That's funny.
Yeah, and then they run around the bus looking for the guy.
That's hilarious. I don't know if I would fall for that. I don't know if I'd fall for that. But I can see some people that are like heavy sleepers that might.
Right. Oh man. All right, before we get out of here, Jeremiah, why don't you tell people where they can find you?
Yeah, man. Find me on X and my YouTube channel, Jeremiah Campana. You can find me that way. I do, besides this live stream with you every Thursday, I do doing a lot of shorts recently, a lot of reaction videos there, but I also do long form political commentary from a Christian biblical perspective. So you can check me out there. Again, if you've been watching this long and you haven't hit that thumbs up yet on this stream, kindly do that for your brothers.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and watching. Before you leave, hit that like and subscribe button. Appreciate the mods in chat. Appreciate everybody being here. We'll be here next week on Thursday. Who knows? Maybe we'll get some arrests by next week. That'll be fun to talk about.
That'll be fun. According to Carolyn Levitt, the arrests are coming, but hey, we've heard that before. So
we have heard that before.
Pray for arrest, people. Pray for arrest.
At least some daycare shut down. That'll be a step in the right direction, at least.
Right.
All right. Everybody who's been watching, appreciate you. Hit that like and subscribe button. God bless. We'll see you next week. Have a good night.
God bless.